not attempt to adjust your device screen. We are in control of the broadcast. We control the horizontal. We control the vertical. The time has come. Please stand by for a live transmission from Halloween Daily News. Yes. Light up those pumpkins, everybody, because we are live and it is Monday night. Let's see who else is alive and awake out there tonight. Hello, Haddonfield, and happy Michael Myers Monday. Welcome to it. If you're new here, my name is Matt. We are Halloween Daily News, and this September soiree of slashers that you just found yourself in the middle of is what we like to call Michael Myers Monday Live, our weekly, mostly weekly gathering with the greatest horror fan community in existence, right here, celebrating the greatest horror franchise of all time. And that brings me to our friends lighting it up in the live chat right now on this first Monday of September, which for some people that aren't us, where it's maybe not Halloween every day for them, they're even having to admit that it's kind of officially Halloween season now. Officially, unofficially, I guess. Who pays attention to a calendar anyway around here, right? So what is up, everybody? Happy Michael Myers Monday. You are here. It is Monday, September 2nd. It is Labor Day. I hope y'all were able to take it somewhat easy today. And regardless, if you were working today, if you were off today, you made it. You made it through another Monday in some way. Somehow you survived. And you made it through another week. In our case, it's been a couple weeks since our last Triple M live stream here. So I appreciate you not forgetting where we live here and coming and hanging out with me this evening. I think we got a fun one. We're going to be digging deep into everything we know about the brand new Retro Realms Halloween video game coming now in just a few weeks. Really, it's going to be released. We're going to be talking about that. I promised an announcement. I'm going to be revealing a new interview, a new conversation from Haddonfield, and I'm going to be premiering a clip to preview that interview this evening. We'll be getting to that in just a little bit. Maybe a few other fun little things as we go along. Of course, we'll do some poll results, and we'll launch a new poll later on. And we'll also do some shout outs before we get out of here, some social media shout outs. So right now I'm going to turn my attention over here to the live chat for just a minute and see who's lighting it up in here. I saw a lot of familiar names and faces already earlier today. I see David Suber's in the house. Darlene has checked in. Boogeyman is here. Thank you for the compliment on the collection. Just a small little taste, of course, but I appreciate it. Absolutely. Thank you for noticing. Phil is here. Rob Windsor in the house. What's up, man? Happy Michael Myers Monday to you. Hope you're doing well. Sophia has joined. Thank you for being here. Teenage Teen Wolf in the house, of course, our good friend. Happy Michael Myers Monday to you. City Kitty lighting it up in the live chat as well, I see. Mike Johnson's here. Sam's here. Good to see you, man. Al's here. Awesome. Mike Johnson. Byron is checked in. Tim's here. Oh, yeah. We got a good crew in here this week. This is awesome, guys. Desiree has checked in, I see earlier. Bloodthorn Creations. Megan. Awesome. Apologies in advance if I don't get to everybody. And as if on cue, some illustrious channel members checking in. The great Patrick Ring, that Halloween movie collector himself, is here. And another illustrious channel member, our friend, the great Brett Patrick, in the house as well. Thanks for being here, guys, and hanging out. Happy Michael Myers Monday. I hope everybody is doing well. Like I said, it's been a couple weeks since our last Triple M live stream here. Just been busy with a ton of stuff. I hope you've been checking out some of our other content here on the channel, including some of our interviews. Speaking of which, got a couple other interviews outside of the franchise coming up here that I want to go ahead and give you a heads up about right now, and just some other programming notes right here off the top. First up, we've got an exclusive interview coming up this week. Our first interview this week is going to be with director Andy Fickman, and he is actually a big Halloween fan. He's going to be talking about his new horror movie that's out. It's coming out on digital this Friday, and we recorded that. Well, it was last week. It was last, I think, Monday, actually. And the film is called Don't Turn Out the Lights. We're going to have my exclusive chat with Andy coming up. And while it's outside of this franchise, like I said, he is a big fan. And you will see in that interview, if you watch, and you watch to the end, we do talk about Halloween and the holiday, but we also, Andy brings up Michael Myers himself, noticing some of my background, I think, and shows off a bit of his own Michael Myers collectibles in the interview. So you're going to want to check that out. Then next week, looking down the road, next Friday, we're going to have an exclusive interview premiering on Friday the 13th with one of the stars of the classic sequel Friday the 13th Part 2, our friend Lauren Marie Taylor. She's going to be coming back and hanging out and talking to us. Regular viewers know that we talked earlier this year already once during a junket for In a Violent Nature, which she's also in. And but I wanted to have her back on so we could really dig in to Friday the 13th 2, and just her whole story and really take our time with it. And that's exactly what we did. So don't miss that. Coming here to the channel premiering on Friday the 13th of September. Also, later this week, I saw at least one of you mentioned Beetlejuice, that you're going this Thursday. Well, me and the family are also planning to go check it out. We're very excited. It's a Halloween movie, if you didn't know. Minor spoiler alert there. But yeah, it takes place during Halloween, and I haven't seen it. Haven't gotten an advanced screen or anything, so we're going to be seeing it on Thursday preview night at our local theater. Very stoked for that. So you can look for a out-of-theater reaction video coming Thursday evening, and then my full review will come later on from there. And as far as that other interview from Haddonfield, we'll get to that in just a few minutes. But that's some programming notes for you guys coming up here on the channel. Also want to remind you that memberships, if you want to join some of our illustrious channel members like Patrick and Brett here tonight, memberships are just $5 a month, and it's just one tier, and it's real simple. And you get early access to content like the interviews I'm talking about. Like, members will get early access to each of those interviews before they go public. Also want to remind you guys and let you know, if you haven't heard, that we now have our interviews from our library. Many of them, most of them, are up on the Halloween Daily podcast. And that's not to urge you to not watch the interviews here, the video versions, but it is to allow you, if you are on the go, to possibly more easily listen, or better yet, just dig into that catalog, some of our years past interviews, because we got a lot of good ones up there, and a lot from this franchise from the last few years, and a lot more coming. The link to the Halloween Daily podcast is in the description of this video right now, and you can find this on Spotify and Apple, and pretty much wherever you listen to those podcasts. All right. One more check-in with the live chat, then we're going to get into our first topic this evening. Thank you, Rob. Yes, very excited to share with you these guests. And there are other guests coming that I'm superstitious. I don't like to say who we're talking to or who we even have scheduled until it's happened, until it's in the can, it's been recorded, and I know it's reality, and I know it's going to be coming your way. Unless the only time we do talk about those things ahead of time is when it's live, because obviously that's the whole point, is we want you guys to join us. And there's going to be some of that coming. I am very actively right now working on bringing on some live guests here for Michael Myers Monday. As we've done in the past, we're going to bring some of our friends back on here, some Haddonfield residents, and maybe even some other fans like ourselves and like you guys. So keep an eye out for that. The hope is that we're going to be doing lives pretty much straight through Halloween right now for the next 2 months. And if not, then, if something happens, then we should have something cool lined up in a pre-recorded format for you to fill the slot, more or less. So a lot of cool stuff coming that I'm excited to share with you. Like I said, some of it's already in the can, some of it's in flux, but it's being scheduled right now. And it's an exciting time, as you guys know. It is now, the season is upon us. September, school's back in. Temperatures are dropping tiny bit, maybe. Are they where you guys are? I saw one of you guys mentioned Terrifier 3. Before we get into the news, I was going to share this during shoutouts, but since you mentioned Terrifier 3, let's go ahead and share this one now, because it's not technically a Triple M shout out. We weren't tagged, and they didn't use the Michael Myers Monday hashtag or anything like that. But they, I'll let you see for yourself. You might have seen this. Our friend David Howard Thornton, of course, plays Art the Clown in Terrifier, and the highly anticipated Terrifier 3 coming out this October in just a few weeks. Chime in with your thoughts on that brand new official trailer. I think it's totally badass myself. But I say all of that to share with you this fun video. If you haven't seen it, this was posted on Instagram. It's been a few weeks now, but since our last live stream, David Howard Thornton, who plays Art the Clown, shared this, and the caption is "Michael Myers got revenge on me," and he tagged some friends of his. And well, here I'll let you hear the audio of what goes on here. But some friends of David's, well, basically they brought Myers in to terrify the Terrifier. Check it out.
And that's how you terrify the Terrifier. There's a pajama party going on. Just in case I get shot or arrested. This is a plan, and it's a joke. And let's see how funny this is. Nadia's in on it. Okay?
Just give me a second. You're not alone. Just give me a second. Of course I am. She's here to fix this. I'm trying to say, here to fix. I'm trying to.
You hired somebody. Who hired? I
Ridiculous together. How do you think that makes me feel? So you never think about my feelings. You go for.
And that's how you terrify the Terrifier.
Anyway, I thought that was pretty hilarious. And again, David's a really cool guy. If you haven't met him, I'm sure you probably will at a convention coming near you very soon. We're going to see him out in Richmond at Nightmare Weekend coming up in October. Very excited. Actually, Terrifier 3 opening weekend. David and Damien Leone, creator of the franchise, are both going to be at Nightmare Weekend in Richmond, Virginia. And HDN's going to be there too. So stoked to be there. Presented by GalaxyCon. So Carpenter's going to be there too. And a ton of other people from this franchise. Nick Castle, Tommy Lee Wallace, Sandy Johnson, to name a few. If you're in the area and you're going to Nightmare Weekend, definitely let us hear from you in the live chat, in the comments, whatever, and look for us out there. Oh yeah, and there's one other thing I was just going to hit on because I don't really have news bites this week other than that clip and this, which is not news so much other than just to acknowledge that over the weekend, it was the 15th anniversary. Well, last week anyway, it was the 15th anniversary of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. And then just 2 days ago, as we're recording this on August 31st, it was the 17th anniversary of Rob Zombie's Halloween remake, which came out, of course, in 2007. It's crazy how time flies. And so to mark the occasion, even though today's not the day, I did think it would be fun to share a flashback clip with one of the stars of both of those films. And I'm talking, of course, about our friend Scout Taylor Compton. And this is from our 2023 exclusive one-on-one interview with Scout. Check it out in the interviews section if you haven't already, or on the podcast if that's more convenient for you. But check out the full interview. But in this clip, this, again, was from about a year and a half ago when we had this conversation. And it's basically talking about getting the gig. And you've got to remember, you know, young people out there, if there are any, watching this channel and these lives, I don't know. But it's even for me, it's hard to remember how things were in '07 when this movie came out. I mean, this was such a big deal. I mean, I remember the hype around it. It was, I mean, Michael was back in such a big way. But imagine the pressure of this being your first film, your first major role, and you're stepping in to this iconic character of Laurie Strode. You know, I mean, obviously Tyler Mane and Dave playing Michael Myers and stepping into all that, but it's a big deal. So that's what this clip is about. Getting cast in Rob Zombie's Halloween and becoming the new Laurie Strode. Check it out. I'll be right here in the live chat. This isn't a very long clip. It's only a few minutes. And then we'll be back and we're going to talk about Retro Realms Halloween. You mentioned that growing up you were somewhat familiar with Michael Myers. So by the time Halloween '07 comes along, how familiar were you at that point? Had you seen the original film or any of the other films? I mean, were you at all familiar with the franchise or John Carpenter's original?
So I had seen the movie, like my mom had shown me the movie when I was like in my teens, like early teens, you know, because she'd show me The Exorcist, she'd show me like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, all these movies.
Yeah.
But it wasn't something that I like remembered. And I didn't really realize, I mean, I was 17 years old when I was auditioning for all these movies, and it was the Untitled Rob Zombie project. And I kind of learned very fast how massive the horror genre family fan base was. I didn't realize how massive that was a thing. Because you know, I was just making movies. I don't know why I never thought of like the fandom, like the fan base around it. And that's kind of when I discovered that, when you know that love for this genre, and especially for, you know, the Halloween franchise, the Michael Myers franchise, was when people started comparing me to Jamie Lee Curtis when I booked it. And you know, that it was a bunch of mixed feelings. And one thing I did was, you know, after the process, after I realized what the fuck it was, when I booked it, I started freaking out. You know, everyone was like, Jamie Lee Curtis, this girl's gonna suck, she's gonna tank. Like it just like all these cruel things at 17. And I remember I popped in the movie like almost one of the days before filming. And you know, I was like, oh my God, I've got to be like this woman. Like I'm going to let all these people down. And I remember I walked on set and, you know, Rob had read everything that was going on, and he kind of pulled me aside and he was like, I cast you for a reason. I didn't cast Jamie Lee Curtis. I cast you. Like, this is your Jamie, right? You know, you're Laurie. So I was like, okay, all right, well, I've got to like let that nervousness go away, you know, a bit. But I kind of got a fast knowledge of the franchise and the fan base before the first day of filming. So I was kind of prepped and ready, and just like, you know, just worked my hardest just to kind of, you know, let that all go and just, you know, play Laurie how I saw her and how I felt. And yeah.
Yeah. Well, it definitely is a great performance. And can you talk to us a little bit about that, getting the role, like the auditioning process? Like, what was that like? Because again, like you said, at the beginning, it was the Untitled Rob Zombie project. So I imagine at the early stages, you didn't even realize it was the Halloween remake at that point. You just knew it was Rob Zombie's next film.
Yeah. So Rob doesn't like to meet actors in person. He likes to watch self-tapes. So that's initially what it was a self-tape. And the self-tape went in, and I didn't hear anything for like a month. And then finally I heard that, you know, they wanted to have me do a chemistry read. So I was like, whoa, that just like sped up. So I went and did a chemistry read. And I remember I went to this office in LA and I was sitting on the couch and I just look up and there's just this huge wall of just photos of everybody that's been cast in the movie. Everyone's been cast in the movie except for Laurie Strode. So, and then I see my photo just right in the middle. And it was the most surreal thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And I had not, I didn't really know Rob Zombie. I knew that prior I had watched Devil's Rejects on a set. And I remember saying out loud, I'm going to work with that director one day. That was like the only thing I knew. I didn't know what he looked like. I didn't know anything. And all I see is like these I'm like looking down because I'm like super nervous. And I'm just like looking at my lines and hoping that I don't fuck this up. And I just, all of a sudden I just see these massive boots. And I'm just like, it's like a movie. I just like look up and there's like 70s like jeans and like punk shirt and then beard and hair. And I'm just like, who the fuck is this guy? I was like, this guy's so cool. And he's like, hey, I'm Ron. You want to come on in? And so we did this this read with the cinematographer like filming, and I'm just like on the ground like acting with like an assistant, and then all of a sudden Danielle Harris comes in and I'm like, hey, how are you? I don't know who you are, but what's up? And and then I like instantly realized who she was. I remembered her from the Halloween movies and Wish Upon a Star. So I was just like, what the fuck is happening? And then I read with her, and then I left, and it was the craziest feeling. And I left like, every day I was like, did we hear anything? Did we hear anything? And then nothing happened for a bit. And then finally, after a few weeks, I got another call for another chemistry read. And I was like, okay. So I go in. This time they're prepping. Like they're getting all the looks together for everybody. So everybody's in there. And I remember I took a van with Dee Wallace, and she was like, they really fucking like you, don't they? And I was like, yeah, I hope so. She's like, yeah, they really fucking like you. That was like the only thing she ever said to me. And, they dropped her off to do screen testing. And then I met up with Christina Klebe and Danielle Harris. And this is my hair is red, like I have extensions in. And they're like, let's just walk and talk and do another screen test. And so we did that. And then I went home. And then I think it was like 2 or 3 days later, I found out that I got the part, changed my hair, it was crazy. It was insane. But I did find out from Rob that I was the first self-tape that Rob saw. Okay. And the only one that he wanted. Wow. Which is super special. Like, honestly, I mean, he's just, I admire him so much. And I think everything that he does is just such a cool, unique experience. So it was definitely unique getting it, and the experience itself was rad. Honestly, like the whole experience just changed my life.
If you love Halloween, more importantly, if you live Halloween every single day of your life, then you are absolutely in the right place right here on the Halloween Daily News YouTube channel. And the most direct way that you can help out and support what we do here at Halloween Daily News is by becoming a channel member. There's just one tier. It's just $5 a month. You get early access to our exclusive interviews, a lot of our exclusive pre-recorded content. Channel members also get access to exclusive merch discounts and many videos not made available to the public. There's also going to be members only exclusive live events, giveaways, and lots more killer perks you can learn more about in the membership tab. It's basically like Patreon, except here on YouTube. I urge you to consider it. We've got a really awesome, amazing, growing community in there already, and I invite you to become a part of it. I'm Matt Arts for Halloween Daily News. Thank you for watching, and thank you for considering becoming an HDN channel member. All right, we are back live right here Monday night, coming at you straight out of Haddonfield. What's up, everybody? I was here during that flashback clip, and I appreciate y'all's comments on that. Yes, Scout is awesome. We're gonna have to reach out about maybe having her back on here at some point. She's a director now, so I can't wait to see her feature directorial debut. Amazing. Check out the full interview if you haven't already. It's one of my favorites for sure. And I always say that's the first video interview I did where I don't think there was any editing once we got going. It was just the conversation you see is the conversation as it happened. And there's been a few since then, but that was the first, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Thanks, guys. I appreciate the comments. Reading some of your other comments. I agree that the David Howard Thornton clip is hilarious. Mike says that Friday the 13th Part 2 is the first horror movie he ever saw. I think that's probably true for a lot of people. It's a good one. Rob said that Friday Part 2 is the best one in the franchise. It's my personal favorite if I got to pick one of the Jason movies. I mean, I love Sackhead Jason. Yeah, the interview with Lauren's a lot of fun, and we do talk quite a bit about Halloween in that as well, the holiday. Very excited to premiere that one for you guys on Friday the 13th. Also happening on Friday the 13th, another programming note you can look forward to. And again, this is all stuff we haven't put out there publicly yet. I always like to give you guys some exclusives when I can for the Triple M live crew hanging out right here live on Monday night. On Friday the 13th, I'm excited to let you guys know that HDN, we've been invited to Media VIP Night at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, Virginia for the 25th anniversary of their Howl-O-Scream Halloween Haunt event. And we got an article up on the main website, HalloweenDailyNews.com, about the event. They got 2 new haunted houses this year, in addition to 3 revamped returning favorites, 2 new scare zones. All the details are up there, but very excited to be going there. It's been a couple of years since we've been to that event, since we've been to that park. And so we're excited to be going. That's happening on Friday the 13th. So as the interview with Lauren is premiering for you guys, we're going to be out of the office, out of town, at Busch Gardens, checking out Howl-O-Scream Media Night, and you can look for a full report from that coming very soon right here on the channel, among all the other exciting stuff we got coming for you. So much cool Halloween stuff. I've got an unboxing, I'll just say it's a Beetlejuice related unboxing that I've still got to shoot, but that's going to drop this week before Thursday when the movie's out. So Beetlejuice fans, look forward to that. Lots of cool and exciting stuff coming your way here. Oh yes, Halloween vibes. Thank you for reminding me. Absolutely, just 3 weeks away from Haunted Screams Expo. We're also going to be out there. That is happening in Hampton, Virginia once again. This is the annual event. This is the horror event for Virginia and for the Tidewater region, the Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Virginia region. So if you're in the area, it's the last weekend in September. We're going to be there once again. It's only a 2-day event. The last Friday and Saturday. We always see Halloween vibes out there doing his Ghostface cosplay. And so much great cosplay out there every year. A lot of our friends. And the face of Michael Myers, the original face of Michael Myers, Tony Moran himself, is among the guests at this year's event. And lots of other cool names that you know. Costas Mandylor from the Saw franchise is going to be there. Lisa Wilcox is going to be there. Lots of very cool guests. Check it out at hauntedscreams.com. And if you're going to that one, I also want to hear from you. Let us hear from you in the chat or in the comments if you're watching on a replay, and look for us out there at that one. So lots of events coming up. We got Beetlejuice this week. We got Howl-O-Scream after that. At the end of the month, we got Haunted Screams. And then middle of October, we've got Nightmare Weekend. And then I'll throw this one out there too. We just announced details of our own local Halloween parade we do in our little town here of Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, out here on the Outer Banks. I call it the Outer Rim. And if you're in the area, Halloween weekend, final weekend before Halloween. This year's event is happening on October 27th. It's a free, family-friendly event. It happens on a Sunday afternoon. But come on out here for that one, too. And you'll see us here in our own area. And we've been doing that one. This is our 11th annual parade. We started it. It's just a little, almost a backyard event. And now it's grown, and hundreds of people come from all over the place, all out of the state, every year for it. So that's the Outer Banks Halloween Parade, and it's happening Sunday, October 27th in Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, and we'll be at that one too. If you can't make it, don't worry. We'll have full, complete coverage like we do for you guys every year. So you can look forward to all of those events. If you're going to be at any of them, I want to hear from you, and if you're not, well, then you're in the right place, because we're going to have full coverage of all of them. Lots of exciting stuff. And there'll be other stuff, I'm sure, that'll come up. But that's just a taste of what we got going on. All right. Let's get into our main story this week, which is the Retro Realms video game that is coming out in just a couple weeks. You'll recall during our last Michael Myers Monday live stream, which has been a few weeks since our last live stream, it was still kind of breaking news that we were getting not one, but two officially licensed Halloween video games, both in development and coming from Boss Team Games. And then the very next day, that Tuesday, after that Michael Myers Monday, came the official announcement that the first of those two is called Retro Realms Halloween, and we're not going to have to wait long at all for it. It's coming this October, and in fact, it's coming simultaneously with Retro Realms Ash vs. Evil Dead. And these games are going to be sold in a bundle as a 2-pack, a double feature, and also available separately on all your gaming formats, platforms. Now, since that live stream and since that announcement, we've gotten a little bit more info on this game that I want to break down here tonight. And we've also, we've got some official gameplay stills, and we've got that official announcement trailer that was supplied to us, and we're going to be looking at a little bit of all of that here in our main story here tonight. So let's get ready to dig into that. Here's some of the artwork from the game. That's not how Michael looks in the game, by the way. That's just some of the official art. But how he looks is like an old school video game arcade character. To me, I see like the old original Super Mario Brothers type look. And you'll see that in these stills that I'll pull up in just a second. Now, the game is up for pre-order now, and I have included links in the description. And we've got a lot of this info on the main website, but we have not done a proper video update with all of these details. So that's what we're going to get into now, including the collector's edition of Retro Realms Halloween, which is available for pre-order right now for $100, and it includes all kinds of extras that you get in addition to the game, and also the Ash vs. Evil Dead game. So let's go ahead and get into this. Now, what we're going to look at as I'm going over some of this, I've loaded up some of the official stills. Now this is not from the game, but it kind of is. This is the Retro Realms arcade, and this is from the Retro Realms website at RetroRealmsGame.com. And I show you this because if you zoom in, I mean, there is the Halloween game. There's a quote-unquote boogeyman game in there. There is a one called The Devil's Eyes. And those are the three on the right. And on the left side, they're all Ash vs. Evil Dead references. All right, so let's get into what we know about this game. If you haven't heard, the first of two officially licensed Halloween video games is coming this October from Boss Team Games, and it is a 16-bit style game meant to be a throwback to the early days of the glory days, really, of arcade video games. And this game is being released simultaneously with an Ash vs. Evil Dead game, both of which are part of Boss Team's new Retro Realms franchise of games, really, that they are building here. So this is from the official press release. Boss Team Games and WayForward Technologies, in association with Compass International Pictures, Forward Front, Lionsgate, and Stars, have announced the first two releases in a new series of games for console and PC entitled Retro Realms. And the first two Retro Realms games are sold separately and deliver a 16-bit style platformer experience based on John Carpenter's Halloween and the Starz television series Ash vs. Evil Dead. In these games, players take control of Michael Myers and other characters from the original 1978 film to slash through familiar settings and overcome the ultimate evil that is descended upon our world. And speaking of those familiar settings, well, here in this official still, you see Michael Myers in his 16-bit form, of course, there at the Myers house. And you get a little idea of how this is going to look. There's that art look of him up in the left-hand corner where it shows that is some hearts, I believe, like literal hearts out of the human body. And that shows how many hearts are left. So, you know, we can zoom in and there he is in all of his pixelated glory, right? And it looks like he's brought the Judith Myers tombstone home to the Myers house. Another one of those settings that we don't exactly go to per se in the original Halloween, but it is alluded to, and it is, of course, part of the Halloween mythology and the lore of Haddonfield, and that would be Phelps Garage, 24-hour towing. And here we see Michael making appearance there. You can even zoom in, and there's the station wagon that he presumably drove there.
But look at this carnage as we zoom in. This is some of what I want to look at. I mean, who knows who this victim is that they've created at Phelps for Michael to be attacking, but he is literally, you see the action here in these stills. He is slicing through, and look at all the pixelated blood and body parts just flying. I mean, retro style pixelated gore. And then there's this dude over here on the ground, bloody. Again, just small tastes of what we have to come. And that's really, from what we're gathering, that's the whole idea. What Boss Teams is going as for these games. The fun of the nostalgic feel of these old games. But with today's technology where it's going to be lightning fast, I imagine. You know what I mean? It's going to have an incredible control over these games and these characters in a way that the games in the 80s and 90s arguably did not. Going back to the press release, it reads, quote, developed by WayForward Technologies, the Retro Realms games let players traverse worlds and enter different realms to overcome challenges inspired by Halloween and Ash vs. Evil Dead. Combining retro visuals with modern mechanics, players venture between two overlapping worlds with the ability to enter the nightmare-infested Dark Realm at any time, which unlocks shortcuts, hidden pathways, and rewards for those brave enough to enter. So what that means is that you can enter into this apparent dark realm, which is not the familiar settings of Haddonfield and not the familiar settings of Ash vs. Evil Dead, and that's something totally different. And obviously the retro visuals with modern mechanics. That's what I'm talking about right there. The retro visuals with modern mechanics, where it's going to move like the modern games, but look like the classic old games. And I think this could really be a winner. I think it could be a ton of fun. And again, as we're going, we're going to take a look at some of these stills we have here, but I mean, look at Super Michael launching through the air, coming down, and again, I'm thinking this maybe is kind of Smith's Grove, possibly. It looks like prisoners or inmates in a straitjacket. 3 of them in straitjackets. Again, I love the blood everywhere. and this, just Michael launching into attack mode. I mean, this is going to be wild, but I think it could be really fun. And the way they describe it, combining retro visuals with modern mechanics, I dig that. And you venture between 2 overlapping worlds. Another thing is that these games, you can overlap them. Check this out. The 2 Retro Realms titles, Halloween and Ash vs. Evil Dead, they're each sold separately, but they can also connect with each other to create an ever-expanding universe of popular characters that unlocks additional gameplay. The games can be played individually, or if both titles are purchased, new features can be accessed, including taking characters from one game into the other. Players can also commemorate their achievements within the Retro Realms Arcade, a lovingly realized 3D gateway and tribute to arcade gaming that connects both Retro Realms titles, providing a single way to access every game in the series and to redeem in-game tickets, view leaderboards, and find other exclusive content. That's what this is alluding to, the Retro Realms Arcade. So from all of this, they are clearly starting with these 2 games with plans to add more games, all of which, when you own multiple games, you'll be able to have access and unlock special features where you can take certain characters to the other game. So, for example, we do have the capability in this game. We will have the capability in this game to, for example, take Ash from Ash vs. Evil Dead to the Myers house, for example. Or, for that matter, you know, we will have the ability also to take Michael Myers into the world of Ash vs. Evil Dead and maybe go to the Evil Dead camp, to the Evil Dead cabin in the woods. And as I said, while both games are going to be sold individually, they're also going to be available in that double feature 2-pack. And they're both going to be released on October 18th from Boss Team Games. And they are going to be available, like I said, separately. They're going to be available in a double feature pack. And there's also a special edition as well as a collector's edition. And the collector's edition is pretty loaded. I will show you what you get with that in just a minute. But before we get to that, let's go back to these stills real quick, because here's yet another one. And it just shows some of this violence that this game is going to have. Michael just literally slashing somebody in half here. And then this is an example of one of those bonus features, because you're going to be able to, at a certain point, once you own both the games, you'll be able to unlock these features, including new characters. And one of those for Halloween is Laurie Strode. Okay, so there she is, the art version, and there she is in action, coming in like a superhero badass to take somebody out. Here's another still of the unlocked Laurie Strode, and yeah, she is getting in on the blood and gore as well. Check this out. Like I said, this looks like it could really be a lot of fun. And I know a lot of people, were a little bit surprised with this announcement, because it's not exactly the game they were hoping for. But that game, we already know. That came with the initial announcement. That game will be the Unreal Engine game that they're calling Halloween the Game. And that's the one in development with John Carpenter involved. And that's the one that we were told in that very first announcement a couple weeks ago is in very early stages. So that one's still a few years off. We're going to watch that one develop as it happens. But I think this is a very unique and fun and interesting idea in and of itself. And I'm all for it. I can't wait to play it personally myself. And we do have, like I said, just a little bit of gameplay footage you could look at here. And I'm going to pull it up right here. And what you're looking at here is the official announcement trailer. Now, we're not going to play the audio for it right now because, because it's playing the Halloween theme. And but you can see here that this gameplay is going to be insane. Look at all that gore. Watch it again. Here, let's go back even more, so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about here. We get just a little bit of a preview of what it's going to look like seeing Michael Myers slashing away. I mean, taking people's heads off, decapitating people, the blood splatter. And then, did you see that at the end? He's standing there at the Myers house and he just wipes the blood off the knife in that last little clip. That is funny. That is great. That is insane. And you can see, he's at Smith's Grove here. It says hospital. There's the fence. There's the station wagon right behind him. So we're going to get all of these familiar locations. We're going to get all of these, familiar characters as well. All right, so both games, the first two, and it is stated numerous times in all of the official release details that these are the first two in this Retro Realms series. So there's more coming, clearly, which gets me excited about what other horror franchises they might allow us to mix and match. I think it's a cool idea. The double feature packs that you're looking at here, they're available right now for pre-order on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, PS5 Special Edition, and Xbox Special Editions are also available with a cool retro packaging that looks like a VHS box. There's that. And then there's this, the Ultimate Collector's Edition version. And this limited collector's edition features an assortment of collectibles, including some exclusive items that, according to the official announcement, will never be produced again, bundled with a physical copy of the Retro Realms double feature, including both Halloween and Ash vs. Evil Dead games, along with bonus access to 2 additional DLC characters. And those characters are Laurie Strode and Kelly from Ash vs. Evil Dead. And each collector's edition will include an exclusive 12-inch Michael Myers plush that you see here, custom arcade tokens in a deluxe acrylic display case, a collectible character pin, a unique steelbook, and more. And each collector's edition, in addition to all that, includes, as I said, the DLC in-game DLC for Laurie Strode and the in-game DLC for Kelly Maxwell from Ash vs. Evil Dead. There's also the downloadable digital Retro Realms soundtrack. There's an exclusive Retro Realms Halloween art print. There's an enamel pin. I don't know if I said that already. There's a special variant foil pack of 8 trading cards exclusive to the collector edition. There's a Retro Realms Halloween faux arcade cabinet box. I mean, that is incredible. And the last thing listed is a special surprise item will be included in every collector edition. That is insane. I mean, and all of that is $9.99 $99.99 plus shipping and handling. But you got to order quick because they're limited to just 5,000 copies across all platforms. And Boss Team Games promises that once they're gone, they are gone forever. All right. Now, we've also got a couple quotes from the game makers to look at that I'm going to pull up now. And again, this is the first of the two games. This is not the game that will use the Unreal Engine and that is being developed with John Carpenter involved. That is, well, that is this Halloween the game. And that is much earlier in development than this Retro Realms game. But this Retro Realms project that they have going on, it all sounds very interesting to me, especially with how you're going to be able to cross over. I think it's very, very cool idea and could be a lot of fun for us horror fans. Okay, so speaking about this Retro Realms game, speaking about these new games recently announced, Malek Akkad, president of Compass International Pictures and, of course, Halloween franchise producer, said, quote, "We are very excited to be partnering with Boss Team Games to bring Michael Myers and Halloween to the digital world. We are committed to delivering the scares, frights, and excitement of the original Halloween film to console and PC players with these new projects," end quote. And Boss Team Games CEO Steve Harris said, quote, "Everyone at Boss Team Games are huge fans of horror, and Halloween obviously holds a special place in the hearts of all horror fans. Getting to work with iconic characters like Michael Myers to build on John Carpenter's original vision is literally a dream come true. Everyone at Boss Team is thrilled and honored to be working with Malek Akkad and John Carpenter to deliver a one-of-a-kind experience that fans of the movie and video games will love," end quote. Boss Team Games CEO Steve Harris further explained, quote, everyone at Boss Team Games are huge fans of horror, and getting to work with these legendary properties is a dream come true. It has been an amazing experience collaborating with WayForward and our licensors to create not one but two fast-paced 90s arcade-style games while remaining true to the original Halloween film and Ash vs. Evil Dead series. And Voldy Way, who is president of WayForward Technologies, adds, quote, taking a modern horror franchise and creating a kind of retro gameplay that WayForward excels at has allowed us to create something that we know fans of pixel art games will enjoy. He continues, we've designed a whole new kind of gameplay that is unique to the Retro Realms titles and highlights the over-the-top gore and special abilities of these characters, end quote. I love hearing that they are using brand new, top-notch technologies and yet making it as throwback as possible. I think this could be something really cool and fun. I'm looking forward to checking it out. And I look forward to hearing from all of you guys about what you think about all of this. If you want to see the full announcement trailer and read the entire press release, you can do so right now at HalloweenDailyNews.com. And now, I can't wait to hear from you guys. How many of you have already pre-ordered? I know a lot of you have. How many of you are gamers and are excited to get into this? And do you think it's going to be a fun game to play? Excuse me. Or how many of you, like me, are Myers fanatics and are going to be playing mainly for that reason? And really, I mean, this game, more so than the Unreal Engine, possibly for me, is probably going to be more up my alley, because this is more the era, it's meant to harken back to the era of when I was playing video games a lot more regularly than I do now, which is not too regularly at all. But my son is a big gamer and always playing and everything, so we're definitely going to have these games in the house and going to be playing soon, and I can't wait to review them and talk about them. And who knows, maybe we'll set up some live streams or something with us playing. All right, let me hear your thoughts on Retro Realms Halloween and Ash vs. Evil Dead coming this October. Patrick says, not a gamer, but ordered the collector's set for the collection. I'm not surprised, sir. That is a nice set. I mean, I think, reading everything that's included and seeing all of that, I mean, for $100, because you're going to spend almost half that just on the game itself, right? I mean, I think I think that's a damn good deal, really. Jason Yost has checked in. What's up, man? Happy Michael Myers Monday. Krusty's here. Says, I'll pre-order when the digital pre-order release. Okay, since PS5 is digital only. All right, waiting for the PS5 digital. Mike says, not a big gamer, but might have to buy this just for the fact that, I'm a Michael Myers fanatic. Well, that's a little bit me, Now, I love the horror games that I've played, like Dead by Daylight, and of course Michael Myers made an appearance in that, and I loved that. I love the Friday 13th game. I haven't played the new Chainsaw one yet. I guess it's not that new. But that looks fantastic. But I love some old Super Mario Brothers and Pac-Man too. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, just a simple platformer where you're just Michael slashing through people, or maybe Lori slashing through people. Yeah, that sounds right up my alley. I could do that. I don't know how far I'll get on it. You know, Sue's the one that's gonna, win the game and get to level 500 before anybody, I'm sure. But no, I'll have a blast playing, running out of those beating hearts. Like, I love that it's actual human hearts up there, not just a heart symbol. I think that's a nice touch. Rob says, haven't played a video game since the Atari. Yeah. But also had to order it along with the Mondo figures. Hell yeah. Got to. Add it to the collection, right? Josh Baker checked in a while back. What's up, man? Happy Michael Myers Monday. Yeah, you guys are digging the look of the game. Ah, Teen Wolf says that Lori picture looks like Silver Shamrock. That's cool. It could be. I mean, I don't think it is, but I mean, that would be fun if they threw something like that in there. Awesome. So it sounds like you guys are definitely, most of you are in the same boat as me. You're going to be picking this up. You're going to be at least adding it to your collection at the very least. But I think, yeah, some of you said you got to upgrade your gaming system. Yeah, well, my son's got a PS4, so they're at least putting that out. So we can play on that. Brett, I saw those posted online, and well, in y'all's collectors group, in Patrick's collect, I saw a lot of people picking up these 4-foot Halloween 2 signs, wall signs, and I'm seeing everybody but me is finding the cool new Michael Myers stuff at their local Five Below store. Apparently, I rode up to mine yesterday, but no luck here locally. But I'll be checking about every other day. And when I'm out of town for some of these other events, gonna have to be on the hunt for those because that's a great deal for $5. Even my broke ass can afford that. How about you, Brett? Did you find yours? The 4-foot signs? All right. While you guys are discussing this, I did promise an announcement, a reveal tonight of a new interview. And so, in addition to those that I've already talked about, Andy Fickman coming this week, director of the upcoming horror movie Don't Turn Out the Lights, which comes out on digital this coming Friday. And then Lauren Marie Taylor of Friday the 13th Part 2, premiering next Friday, the 13th. Those interviews are coming. But also, we've got another new interview that I recorded this past Friday, so it's just a couple days ago. And I had a blast. And so you guys are the first to know that our next conversation from Haddonfield is with the very cool and the very talented, you're going to love this, Candace Rose from Halloween Ends. Candace Rose actually welcomes you to Halloween Ends because she plays Mrs. Allen, unfortunate young Jeremy's mom in the film. And so you'll remember her well now that I say that. And this conversation that we had on Friday, she was totally cool. I think you guys are going to love her. She is new to the franchise, obviously. Less than 2 years ago, the movie came out. And so obviously we talked quite a bit about that, about what it's been like doing some conventions and kind of stepping into this franchise, this legacy. And we talked about getting her start a little bit, and some of the other stops along the way on her road to Haddonfield, including a very significant stop in another famous fictional town, that being Hawkins on Stranger Things. And she played another grieving mom, kind of ironically, really ironically actually, because she actually doesn't have kids by choice in real life, but yet played two very notable mother characters in these two very notable genre properties. And in Stranger Things, she played Chrissy Cunningham's mom, is who I'm talking about. She also appeared as Aunt Melanie in Marvel's She-Hulk, so she's part of the MCU. So we talked about that, about the fact that here she is, she's part of the Halloween universe, multiverse. She's part of the MCU multiverse, and then, of course, part of the Stranger Things universe as well. So that's three pretty big ones right there. Now, in this clip that I'm going to premiere for you guys right here, it's not very long, and I'll be right here in the live chat talking with you guys. But in this clip, she talks about the audition process with David Gordon Green and what she knew and didn't know going into it, and what they did and didn't tell her during that process of getting cast ultimately as Mrs. Allen. And I always find this stuff fascinating, personally, just as a fan and just a movie geek of what did those fake sides say, and what was the title that you were given, and how did they describe the project before they were saying publicly that it was a Michael Myers movie, all those type things. So we get into all of that type stuff, and it's a fun, exclusive, one-on-one, just laid back, extended conversation, and it's coming your way here on the channel in just a few days. It's going to be awesome. So right now, I am excited to premiere for you guys watching the Michael Myers Monday live show right now. This is the first time anybody's ever seen this. The first official clip. This is just a small bite-sized taste of what's to come from my exclusive brand new interview with Candace Rose. Check it out.
This is interesting. So, actors have agents, they submit us to projects. We also have access to actors access.
Mhm.
And it is where all of our headshots are on there. We get submitted through to casting directors from our agents on Actors Access, but you can also get on there or get alerts sent to you when a character fits your description.
Okay.
And I got a notification about a character by the name of Mrs. Mead in a project called Cave Dweller. And I thought, well,
Okay.
it says SAG scale +10, and it is a feature film.
Mhm.
And David Gordon Green is directing it. So I thought, I'm going to submit to this. Well, I happened to be in Atlanta at the time filming Ordinary Joe for NBC. And I got this audition. And I had no idea what it was. I just knew that it was, I knew it was a horror film. And but they were dummy sides.
Yeah.
And so there wasn't a lot of background. I channeled my mother. She used to get really irritated when me or my sister would put a wet towel on a wooden door or a wooden chair. She would lose it. And so when I had to scream, "What have you done?" I kind of channeled my mother. I've got these favorite curtains in my bedroom. They're gorgeous blue with um, gold piping through them, and they're just absolutely stunning. So I just decided that I had left the babysitter at my house to babysit, which was the case.
Mhm.
And when I got back home, this babysitter had spread shit all over, literal shit all over my curtains. And I lost it. And I said, "What have you done?" And I had no idea what it was going to ultimately be.
Mhm.
It gave us no background, you know?
Mhm.
So I had to create that backstory
Yeah.
for myself, which obviously had nothing to do with reality of what was in the movie. Um, and then also I don't have kids. So when I at one point was chasing my son, I was saying, I added in, "I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna get you," because I do have dogs. And I run behind them and chase them and say, "I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna get you." But so after the audition, I reached out to my manager and I said, "I got a call back for this movie. It's called Cave Dweller. I'm just letting you know." And he said, "Do you know what that is?" And I said, "No." He said,
Mhm.
"That's the Halloween franchise." And I was like, "Oh my gosh." I I died. I died. And I wish he hadn't told me before the callback because it was with David Gordon Green. And then I knew all about, what was
Right.
happening. So I had the callback and everything went well. I screamed, "What have you done?" And David said, "Okay, I want you to do that one more time. And I want you to do it straight into camera."
Mhm.
So I did it straight into camera, and now I see why they wanted me to do that. Because I
Yes.
had that terror in my eyes with the shit on the curtains. And it was very real for me.
I
And
love it.
ended up booking it, and the script was completely different. But it was great because of COVID.
Mhm.
And I was in Atlanta. They didn't want me to go back and forth from Atlanta to Savannah. So they put us up in a hotel for 2 weeks because of COVID.
Yeah.
And I got to explore Savannah, which was pretty awesome. It's
It's nice.
beautiful there.
Mhm.
And I had never done a film before. This was my first film. I'd done
Mhm.
mostly TV and procedurals, episodics. And
Mhm.
so when we got there, we met all of us together. It was very collaborative, and he sat us in a room, me and Rowan Campbell
Mhm.
and my husband, Jack, and we rehearsed and talked about the characters. But it was interesting because David didn't share anything. He
Mm.
said to me,
Yeah.
"No one, including the producers, knows how this movie ends."
Nice.
He said, "Me and Paul,
Mhm.
the other writer, and Danny McBride, of course,
Yeah.
know how it ends, but no one else does." So I part of me wishes I had seen a little bit of the script because I didn't realize that Corey was alienated by the entire town. And
Mhm.
I was after those 3 years when I'm still wearing that same costume after
Yeah.
my child is gone.
Mhm.
Um, I didn't realize I was just one of the pieces of, you know, w- one of the
Right.
people alienating him.
Right.
Um, so I didn't sleep. I was okay. The house scene, the opening scene, like I was good to go with that.
Yeah.
Ready to rock and running around that was totally fun. And the outfit was great. And
Yeah.
everyone on the crew, team, the makeup, everyone was so thrilled to be there and so professional. It was just an amazing experience. But I did not sleep a minute before the day that I had to film that scene in the bar
Yeah.
because that monologue, I didn't really know, I didn't really know a lot. And David had a lot of different things in mind. He had me do it like a monster. He had me do it like uh we did several takes and I'd gotten there at 5:30 in the morning and we weren't shooting that scene until about 8 o'clock at night. And there were so many extras. So they were rushing. And
Yeah.
David, to be quite honest, I don't think was getting what he wanted from me. So he had the mask on and he came up to me at one
Yeah.
point and he started yelling at me to show me how intense he wanted me to be. And it was very scary.
I
But
bet.
he's super nice and wonderful. But man, his eyes dug into my soul.
Man.
So
And
it was pretty intense, that whole scene. And the loud music, he had us listen to
yeah.
that song that was playing. He
Hmm.
had us get familiar with it
Hmm.
before we shot it.
Hmm.
And it was mayhem.
All right. That's a bite-sized taste. That's what you get for tonight. But yeah, we talk much more about Halloween Ends, about filming, you know, both of her major sequences, and of course we talk about Stranger Things and She-Hulk and lots of other cool stuff, and of course just Halloween itself, the holiday, because that's what we do here. Where every day is Halloween. So you'll be able to see the full interview coming very soon here, right on the channel. I can't say exactly which date yet because we haven't locked it in on the schedule, but most likely it'll be towards the end of this week. Andy Fickman's next up on the interview docket, and you can look for him coming. Well, members are going to be able to see him first tomorrow. But the Canis Rose interview, make sure you check that out. And yeah, a lot of you commented on how great she is in Halloween Ends. I agree. That's why I was so excited to talk to her. I mean, I'm always excited, but you know, it's yeah, her role is, and I said this in the interview. You'll see, limited screen time, but very intense, very memorable, very kind of pivotal, and in so many ways, when she's lashing out at Corey, she is the face and the voice of Haddonfield um, in the story they're telling in that movie in a lot of ways. So yeah, it was a fun interview. She was really cool to talk to, and she's having a blast. As many of the people we talk to are, meeting you guys, meeting fans, doing conventions and getting out there and just being blown away that the community is full of so much love and support, as you guys know and as we know. Um, David says, cool interview. Thank you. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate it. Rob, yes. Awesome. City Kitty, thanks, guys. I appreciate all the kind words. Rob's going to re sign up so I can see it when it comes out. Yeah, man. Definitely. That's right. You want to be able to see it as soon as it comes out for members only. Absolutely. Yes, Patrick. The song was Halloween from the Dead Kennedys. Yeah, I love that song. I love that scene. I love that whole scene. Um, and related, you should check out my interview if you haven't. Most of you guys probably already did, but with Paul Brad Logan, co-writer of Halloween Ends. He's mentioned in that clip, and he talks a lot specifically about that party scene and about Allison and Corey's dance, and specifically about how their dance. And you'll be looking for this next time you watch it, but he explains that their dance in that club basically tells their entire story, right up to it ends with him on the floor, and she's standing over him. Yeah, who knew? Well, not until I interviewed Paul, but check that interview out as well, related to Halloween Ends. Thank you, Byron. Yeah, Teen Wolf. I'm hoping she makes it to age 52. That'd be awesome. Rob likes Dead Kennedys too. Hell yeah. All right, what I'm going to pull up right now is our poll results from our most recent poll, which it was a few weeks ago when we launched it. But we do have some results to look at, and then we're going to launch this week's poll and do a couple of Triple M shout outs real quick. So jumping over to our most recent poll, we asked, how excited are you for the upcoming Halloween video games in development? And as you can see, the overwhelming winner with 55% of the vote is Huge Gamer and can't wait to own this on day one. In second place is not really a gamer, but will definitely play this. That's more kind of where I fall with it, I think, and some of you guys, according to tonight. And then in third place is not a gamer, don't really care. Okay, fair enough. And then in fourth place is cautiously excited, but would have preferred a different developer. Interesting. All right. And now I will pull up our brand new poll, which launched a little less than an hour ago, actually. And this week, we are asking, since we're talking little Halloween Ends with our friend, our new friend of the brand, Candace Rose, since we're talking Halloween Ends, we want to know, now, 2 years later, how satisfied are you with Halloween Ends? You know, like I said, it's been 2 years later. And we say, maybe you loved it since day one. Maybe you don't love it, but really like it for what it is. Maybe you didn't like it at first, but it's been growing on you on some rewatches. Maybe you just flat hate it, or maybe you've just never even seen it. Well, early out the gate, I guess shouldn't be too surprising, although unfortunate. With just 11 votes out the gate, the hate it option has taken the early lead. But in second place, the only other one to get any votes so far is the complete other extreme of love it since day one. So, so I guess if that's any indication, things probably haven't changed too much as far as opinions. But I, for one, love it since day one and love it more with each rewatch. Notice more things that I appreciate about it. All right, well, while I've been yapping, we have crossed over past midnight, at least out here on the East Coast. Let's see. Jenny has checked in. What's up? Happy Michael Myers Monday. They're playing H2O on Pluto TV. Awesome. Krusty says, still absolutely love ends, though, judging that it wasn't well received. The cinematic worker must have he was smoking dope when he asked how it was doing on opening night. Yeah, well, probably. All right. Every week when we do these live streams, we always do a couple social media shout outs. Because that's where this whole Michael Myers Monday thing began over 10 years ago when we just started a little hashtag. And now it's taken on a life of its own all these years later, and it just goes on and on and on. Now, this first shout out, though, we're going to do tonight is technically not a Triple M shout out because they didn't use the hashtag and they didn't tag us. And I forget exactly who sent it, but so apologies, but it's originally posted by this account, a Christgau, and well, here you can see this was taken at a Lowe's store, and yeah, this kid is us, is he not? I mean, can we all relate to this or what? This kid rocks. Alyssa Christgau says, this kid loves Halloween. We went to Lowe's and he jumped up there in costume dancing. Some lady thought he was the display. I'm like, nope, that's my 5-year-old. That's awesome. He's rocking the Blood Tears mask. Got some killer moves. Awesome. All right, let's jump over to Instagram. And this one was actually from a couple weeks ago, but we were off during this week, and so we missed it. So shout out to Jackie Blood, rocking some Laurie Strode cosplay, and giving us a new Michael Myers Monday meme. Jumping back over to X. Shout out to Megan is Missing at SpookyMeg666. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Rocking some new Michael Myers merch. With the Art the Clown animatronic in the background. Gotta love that. Since it's now technically Terrifier Tuesday as well, too, for us. Let's jump over to TikTok. Good old TikTok. This one's from Rosa Bean on TikTok. And here we go. I guess there's no video on this one. I forgot that's just a... this one is posted by our friend, Great Daig. Daig Farrick, of course, played young Michael Myers in the 2007 remake. Check out my interview with Daig, both interviews actually, elsewhere on this channel if you haven't already. In his caption, Daig says, Michael Myers Monday, right after the 17-year anniversary of the best Halloween movie made. Happy Halloween, boo. All right. So every Monday, you guys know what's up. Use the hashtag. And if you are hoping to get featured here, well, then your best bet is to tag us on your social of choice. Rob, that's awesome. Yes. Yeah, it's a little chilly here, too. It's that time. Finally, our time has arrived. Rob says, kills, people were cheated when Cameron died. Interesting take. All right, guys. It is after midnight here. If you're watching this and for some reason you haven't hit the subscribe button, well, I don't know what you're waiting for. And for the rest of you, think about becoming a channel member. If you're not, join the illustrious crew. And also consider buying some HDN merch, either officially licensed Myers merch and other merch available right now at HalloweenDailyNews.com/shop, or our own HDN original merch, also available at our spring store. Links to all that are in the description down below, or you can find it anytime at HalloweenDailyNews.com. And as you know, we are now into September. And as you also know, we are all things Halloween, not just the Michael Myers franchise. So we have so much news going on, not just here on the channel, but also on the website. You know, sometimes we have things here on the channel that don't even get featured on the site, and vice versa. So you want to be subscribing to our website, checking it every day. Lots of exciting Halloween news going on right now. The animatronics are out in the stores. We've been to the big three, Lowe's, Depot, and Spirit. They all look awesome. We've got some walkthrough videos up from them, more on the way. Like I said, lots of exciting interviews coming up, some very cool stuff. And now 'tis the season. You know, we always talk to anybody we're interviewing, even in these junkets. We try to work in some Halloween in some way. Well, this is the time of year where we don't even have to work that hard, because it should go without saying that we're going to talk about it. So you can look forward to a lot more of that coming your way. This has been awesome. This has been great. Thanks for not forgetting where we live here, and for coming and hanging out and joining us. I'm sorry if I didn't get to all your comments. I know I've missed a few. If you're new here, subscribe, hang out, come back, do this some more with us. And to everybody else that's not new, we love you guys. You're awesome. This would not be what it is without you guys, and you know that. Thank you, Patrick. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate all you guys. I think that's the show for this week. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Lots more awesome stuff coming up. Unboxings, exclusive interviews, more store walkthroughs, news updates, movie reviews, Beetlejuice coverage coming this week. It's Beetlejuice week, guys. And then it's going to be Terrifier time before we know it. I mean, movies are lots of exciting stuff happening. We're going to be here for it all. And can't wait to experience it all with you guys. Until then, I'm Matt Arts for Halloween Daily News. Thank you all for watching. We love you guys. You're awesome. You all rock. And, of course, happy Michael Myers Monday.